Hey, good morning. Today is March 97th. We're about 100 days into this COVID-19 thing. Kids have been home, wife's been home. I think we're all going nuts at this point, but I figured maybe I'll start coming to you every morning and see if there's anything I can do to help anybody. I'm doing pretty good. I've got my work hat on, casual shirt, shorts on, and house shoes, even though it's about 10 degrees outside for some reason. It was summer 2 days ago. It's winter now. Made some pumpkin coffee because it feels like fall's coming. I don't know. Figured maybe I'll show you around the farm a little this morning, and we'll figure out maybe what we want to talk about tomorrow. But this is my office. Kind of put up a canopy because it does rain here like constantly in Tennessee, especially this time of year. Got my computer, got my little mosquito candle. Got my fire pit, which I know is a great idea, right beside wicker furniture and underneath the canvas, but this is our old house here. It was built in 1938 during the Great Depression as part of like a rescue economic package, which, you know, maybe we're coming full circle and maybe this is number two or maybe this is nothing. Well, only time will tell here. Been doing some pressure cleaning this week, so this part of it looks nice. Kids area here. Show you to the puppies here. This is Tony Stark, the white dog. He's a little boy. And this is Pepper Potts, his girlfriend, aka sister. They're a Mountain Feist Blue Heeler mix. Tons of energy. They run a lot, but straight to the golf course. Here's our little bunny. He escaped about a month ago. We caught him 2 days ago, so he's gonna go live with Uncle Bill with his sister. Chickens. This little guy over here running around going crazy. He's been gone for about 2 weeks, but he came home. He's wanting back in, but it'll take 2 or 3 of us to catch him. And then here's the property. Very happy to be living here. It's a 12-acre property. We live on a golf course here. It's Bear Trace Golf Course, designed by Jack Nicklaus. It's owned by the state of Tennessee, and it's part of a 1,500-acre state park that we live right up against here. Got about 7 acres cleared here. Still trying to figure out what we're going to do. Love anybody's opinion as to what we should grow or plant or livestock. Then we've got about 5 acres in the woods back there that goes down to a creek. Maybe we'll take a trip down there tomorrow. Got the golf cart fixed up yesterday with some new batteries, so we're actually able to go more than 10 feet before it dies. That building's the chicken coop. Gave the dogs part of the tractor barn here. They've got an insulated dog house and insulated heated water bowl so it never freezes. We got the cats over here. Cats and dogs get along. They used to live together, but we want the cats to hunt a little bit and do what they're supposed to do. Keep the critters down around here, so we let them out of the cage. Then all the fun man stuff. The tractors, the lawnmowers, the toys. All the animal food. So obviously, real estate's been my thing for about a decade now. Never seen anything like this where everything I had under contract just came to a screeching halt and canceled. Did close one small cash deal for kind of a bug out property up here in Tennessee for somebody. But, you know, it's not surprising to me. It's a time of uncertainty. People don't want to make very large decisions like that. People are getting laid off. People don't have their normal income. And then lenders are not wanting to lend money. Not that they don't want to, but whole complicated thing there where there's really no avenues for which them to get to buy the loan. So Also, kind of just wanted to go back to putting the Dave Ramsey hat on. It's something we've got to talk about today. It's that time to do the budget for the month, and for a lot of people, the budget's going to be a lot different than it has been in previous months. So whether you've got the same amount of income, whether you've got a different amount of income, we've all supposedly got a big check coming from the government. So what do we spend that on? What should we do with it? Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow as we get through our budget and try to figure out what we're going to do, and are we going to spend this money, or are we going to put it aside? We have been on Dave Ramsey for about 10 years. We've been debt-free for about 10 years. Obviously feel good to be in that position, to not have any debt and to have our emergency fund and everything put aside, so that this is not as scary for us as it is some people. But, it is scary, not to have, for me, just absolute shutdown, not making any of the money you thought you were going to make, and also not having anything in the pipeline for the future. And I, just kind of personally don't feel like bugging people right now. I don't feel like I should be calling and begging people to sell houses or buy houses. If it's something you want to do, we'd be glad to help you wherever you're at in the country. But we'd be glad to give you some advice. But I just feel it's a bad time to be pushing people to make big decisions like that. I understand some people have to sell right now, and some people need to buy right now, but not something I want to push on people right now. I'm taking the time, just enjoying the farm, been able to get some maintenance done on all of the farm equipment and the vehicles and around the farm. Today we'll be putting up a bigger fence there for the chickens. We're going to go ahead and get them into a temporary pen where we're going to be planting the garden. That way they can go ahead and start pecking away at the grass rather than using a lot of chemicals to kill the grass and everything. We'll let the chickens just eat it down to bare dirt, and it'll be organic at that point. So hopefully we'll get that up today. We were going to do it yesterday, but it monsooned all day. Bring in here to the shed. We planted all this a week ago Sunday, so this stuff is all, I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's Tuesday. So this stuff is 9 days old at this point. So we've got some stuff as tall as the tags now. That zucchini is the tallest. Your squashes, cucumbers right there. A lot of the other stuff that's spitting up over here pretty good are like the pumpkins and the gourds and stuff like that. Your herbs are here on this row. They're a little bit slower to come up. We do have cilantro that has emerged. And then here we've got tomatoes, cauliflowers, broccoli, Roma tomatoes, lettuces, spinaches. You got kale, arugula, some watermelons and cantaloupes back there, some leeks. Everything's starting to make a peep. Bell peppers didn't do so good back there. None of the peppers have popped up, but they're like a 10 to 21 day germination. No worries there. And then all this down here is strawberries. 9 to 12 day germination, so hopefully we're going to start seeing something popping up there soon. It is still pretty cold here. It's in the 40s, so we have these heated mats here that come on, and like right now it's 73 degrees. It'll keep them, I've got it set to 77. Seems to be a pretty good mix. Every plant's different, but you can't, unless you buy a bunch of those controllers, which are not cheap, you can't keep every mat a different temperature. And then we've got a couple more mats over here. I need to put some more seeds in, but as you can see, each one of those trays is 48, and there's 6 of them there, so about 300, and then another 100 strawberries. So there's 400 seeds going right now. We're also doing a thing for the chickens here called fodder, which if you can see on the bottom down there, those seeds have sprouted. So we can take about 100 pounds of this seed right here, and it sprouts. And then when it does, it starts growing, turns into that right there, and we can turn that 100 pounds into 300 or 400 pounds of feed, and then that's actually a lot healthier for the chickens to eat the seed sprouts than to eat the dry seeds. It's just something we've been playing with. It's a little too cold still for that. I've had them outside. You got to keep them wet. It's a hard system to do. I really need to build like something with a tub in the bottom with like a little water pump that kind of circulates water over them every hour just to keep them wet, but not too wet. But it's on the list. So that's kind of a tour of the back side of the farm today. I'll put on the schedule for tomorrow. Let's talk about budgets tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about real estate the next day. If you guys let me know if you have any questions and any more topics you want to talk about. Let's get through this together.